Brawlers, baby.
You're listening to the Brawlers Boxing Show podcast, starring CEO Rick Muhammad and H8er. The Brawlers Boxing Show podcast. Let's go, champ.
What's going on, boxing fans? This is your boy Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media in the building. This is the Brawler Sports Media Boxing Show. In the ring with Al Jones. Hey, that's my man out of Cleveland. I'm here with my man E, and you guys know him as the H8er. We're live here in Brooklyn at the Marriott where all the fighters are staying. That's right, including Deontay Wilder. And E is going to break down to us right now what Wilder must do in this comeback fight to be successful and get back into the race again. What is it he need to do, E?
Give a shout out to 216 and 419 is definitely in the building. Ohio runs boxing. Give a shout out to Marcus Nall. But for Wilder, what he has to do is all eyes on D this weekend. The resurrection starts tonight at the Barclays Center. This is very pivotal for Wilder to get back to where he deserves to be, the king of the throne in the heavyweight division. It starts tonight against his former sparring partner, the Nightmare, the Nordic Nightmare, Robert Helenius. So Wilder definitely has to place his punches better in his resurrection. What I mean by that, instead of head hunting, Wilder definitely gonna have to go to the chest, the arms, and the shoulders areas of the tall opponent and the overweight opponent when he fights now in this second coming, because what a lot of opponents want to do is push Wilder on the back foot. So Malik Scott and Wilder has to realize once you throw the right hand to the target, it's going to freeze his opponent, which is Robert Helenius tonight. And then D can come back with a left hook, a right hand, all the different punches, that variations that he's been working on in practice. He's definitely going to need that tonight, because Robert Helenius is more like a Tyson Fury. He don't have the movement of Tyson Fury, but he's real jerky at the top. So if Wilder just go back to his old ways, throwing one right hand, Robert Helenius could slip out of it and counter. He's just as tall as Wilder. So it's going to be very critical that Wilder places his shot to keep Robert Helenius in punching range, so when Wilder do land and connect, like he said, it's night-night.
Night-night. So basically Wilder just has to be more fundamentally focused and stick to those boxing fundamentals like E is saying, and set those punches up and clip him with the big right hand, opposed to just going head hunting straight out the gate.
Yes, because like I said, Robert Helenius pulls. If you notice in all his fights, he pulls away from the right hand. He pulls over here. So Wilder right hand is definitely going to be missing if he goes to the head. That's why it's going to be very critical to touch him in the shoulder area, and then he can step in that hook that they've been working on. Then he can throw the hook and come back with the right hand. So I'm looking for Wilder to throw more beautiful combinations that sometimes Wilder used to do. Oh, it was beautiful when he let it go, because his balance is up under his leverage, and the punches is coming. Punches is coming off real correct and beautiful with a lot of power. So in Wilder's resurrection, he's definitely going to need that pushing forward if he want to be in a dominant fashion to regain all the titles and stuff like that. Because the only reason Fury beat him, some people think he outboxed him. I don't believe so. I just believe Fury outbullied him.
Bullied him and muscled him around with the weight.
Right, and like I said, it's very critical that Wilder throws the punches at the right target. The target is landed anywhere, because Wilder punches is like 60 pounds within itself. So whatever opponent weighs, Wilder can compensate for that or make up for that because of his punching power. Yeah. So that's all he got to do, is make sure he touched the target.
All right, let's move on to the co-main event, which is highly anticipated. A lot of animosity here between Anthony Dirrell, former two-time super middleweight champion of the world, and Caleb Plant, former IBF super middleweight champion of the world, in this eliminator bout that they're about to have. Who you like in that fight, and what must they do to win, E?
Oh, I definitely like this fight. I like to build up an old veteran fighter in AD Anthony Durrell versus Caleb Plant coming off a loss.
Canelo loss.
Yeah, so you don't know what the effects of fighting Canelo has to Caleb Plant, but you have to lean to Caleb Plant because he's the more fluent boxer, he's the younger fighter, and he can move around the ring and give Anthony Durrell problems, because Anthony definitely needs you to stand in front of him. But what I want Caleb to do, once he circle and get out of danger from Anthony Durrell, I need him to come forward against Anthony Durrell and touch him with some power shots. Even though Caleb is not that type of fighter.
Not a puncher.
A puncher, he definitely going to need that moving forward. So each fight supposed to be like a catapult. They're supposed to catapult you to your next opponent.
Level, yeah.
So when fighters get interviewed and they say, well, I'm not looking past this fight, but they are, because it's supposed to catapult you to your next opponent.
Yes.
And which could be a David Benavidez or a Jamal Charlo. Because those are more aggressive type, come forward type of fighters. So they will stalk Caleb Plant down. So Caleb don't have to learn to sit down and bang with these boys if he want to win at the high level.
Right.
See, because Anthony Durrell, at this point of his career, he's on a C level, C plus level. So
this is the downside of his career.
Exactly.
He's either on his way out or he's about to make greatness and get one last run.
Yeah, but typically right now he's on his way out. So I think that's why he knows that. That's why he was cussing and, trying to get in the head of Caleb Plant. Caleb stays smooth and cool and calm, collective. So I'm looking for Caleb and his new trainer, Birdman, to do excellent work. But I'm looking for Caleb to show a new wrinkle, because he got to get ready for the future. Because this fight really doesn't mean nothing compared to David Benavidez and Charlo, because those are the money balls, and you don't want to drop that and get beat or knocked out, get beat bad with them boys, because you're trying to run around the ring and tire yourself out.
Hell of a night in boxing. Let's switch over now and take it over to Melbourne, Australia. Devin Haney Jr. is taking on the rematch of George Cabassos in Australia. I don't see any changes in this fight. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You've already laid the blueprint down in fight number one. If anything, turn it up a notch or two, but definitely keep the fight plan as it is. What do you think about that fight?
This is a critical fight for Devin the Dream Haney, because in my opinion, I hate rematch clause. I hate it because anything can go wrong. Not with the fighter, but with the judges.
Yes.
They let Devin win the first fight.
If it's close.
Right, but that didn't really matter.
This one's critical.
This is the real fight.
Yeah.
This is the real fight, what the judges and the referees over in Australia are going to do.
Yeah.
So Devin and Bill Haney definitely has to be aware of this. They definitely have to be on point with this. So Devin has to dominate the fight, but be very selective in how he dominates.
Make no mistakes.
Yes, you can't set up, you can't stand in the pocket to let George even look like he hitting anything. You want him to hit nothing but air, so they won't have no reason to try to rob you or beat you out of your title, because in my opinion, they want that Lomo and George Kambosos fight over Devin.
That's a bigger fight, big money.
Plus, Lomo has a better chance of beating George than Devin, in my opinion. So that's why the backers at ESPN is rooting for it, and probably George Kambosos' managers and different things of that nature, because they can take Lomo down there, and Devin them doing 40,000. They might do about 60,000 with Lomo. So you never know. So Devin them definitely has to be aware and conscious of that. It's not about who they fighting, it's about how they fight. And that's going to be critical. That's
going to be the outcome of the fight tonight.
But you got to lean to Devin with the boxing skill. But I just want him to fight smart. I want him to just win. Just win.
Absolutely.
Let George come forward. You step back, hit him with clean shots, and you move around the ring. Devin looked like he was in the best shape of his life. He looked like a lot of people on YouTube or social media saying he looked weight drained, but it looked like he really put in a lot of road work, a lot of miles, because I think he's going to be on his back foot and just keeping that space so the judges won't be able to rob him. But we won't, as soon as George come in, we're going to counter him, and he's going to hit air, and we're going to circle around the ring. It should be a beautiful boxing exhibition from Devin the Dream.
Devin the Dream. And like you said, a lot of the running is coming from the cardio, just in case he has to be on that bicycle, deliver those punches, stick and move.
Brawlers, baby.